Hi, guys. I can't see you or hear you. Now I can
add myself. Yay! We made it.
Okay, nice. Okay, let me put on my glasses because you look super cute. Hold
Thank
on.
you. So do you.
Need
So do
mine.
you. I
You
didn't
look like
realize. I'm
oh, I
feeling like
like.
really auntie, right? Hello, everyone. If you're tuning in, I'm feeling real auntie right now because I'm like, how come I can't see myself? It's because I didn't add myself to the stream. I forgot I had to add myself to the stream. But hello, everybody.
I
Hello,
know.
Twin
Welcome,
Brain.
welcome to another edition of the Best Women's Boxing Show. Period. Live version. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, ew. I'm
I
into
should wear
it.
these at EDC. Oh my god, it's gonna give me a headache. Actually, I can't wear them. But yeah, this is finally, sorry that we started a little late. It is my fault because you know technology doesn't like me, and it's always forever changing. And I've never had this issue because I've streamed. I've been on StreamYard with you before. I move my chair because I'm too short. And but yeah, so I hope you guys are here. Thanks for joining us, Giandra. You look super cute. You look like you're like it's like an Oprah kind of edition,
Yes,
having tea in the garden with
I know.
your beautiful. What plant is that? It's so beautiful.
It's a boxwood, a box birch, a birch wood, a box bitch. I can't remember what it's called. My cousin, actually, this is a third generation. My cousin bought a little bitty plant from the 99-cent store when she was in college.
Uh huh.
And this is piece of the plant. Her mom has a piece, and they're all like super huge now. So it's like a family
Oh
plant. So I gotta give you some. I gotta give
yes,
Kaya
please. That's so
some.
pretty.
We have
I
to
really
share, so
like
it's very
that.
cool.
I
Yeah, a
feel
little
really
family
weird that I don't
plant.
have glasses on. I'll just wear my glass. I'll actually wear my glasses because I'm feeling
Hey,
left out
me.
with my sunnies.
Hey, NYK loyalists. Hello, hello. Thanks for
Hi.
joining us.
How come I can't see that?
Oh, it's in the stream. Oh, you'll have to see. You should be able to see it on the right of the
Oh,
stream yard.
I see. Is it in private? Oh, here we go. Hi, NYK loyals. There you go. See, there you go. Okay, well, Giandra, I mean, we're not in studio, but we will be seeing each other very, very soon. But these are, we had to go back on live, but this time we're doing it on our YouTube channel because why not? Because we have really good content. So you guys should see all the other videos that we've been doing, all the other interviews. But there are some pressing matters. There's been a lot of boxing just yesterday. Boxing Twitter broke when Jermel Charlo was announced as Canelo's opponent. There was just so many different things. And you know what? We may as well just talk about it, Giandra. But yesterday was a very big day. In I remember I told you yesterday, I said I had a feeling Vergil Ortiz was going to get something was going to happen because if it was already canceled twice, postponed because of his health, and the turnaround was just a couple months, I think you need more than a couple months for the severity of what he has. So unfortunately, Stanionis is out of an opponent. He's out of money. He's out of another fight, and so it's really unfortunate. And I just want for the people. Hi Lily. Yeah, and hi Jesus. Thanks guys for joining. He
Thank
has a rhabdomyolysis. Wait, let me see if I can say it. Rhabdomyolysis. Yeah. So it's one of those conditions. It's very severe. It's life threatening. I personally believe so. All of you people out there, don't say Cynthia said this and this is real. I personally believe there is permanent damage. There's
you.
no cure. So
Mm.
for the people that don't know, and I told you yesterday, it's when someone overtrains, and it can be especially in very extreme heat. Like, I mean, it can be an athlete, it can be a worker that works in like extreme heat. For in this case, this is overtraining, and what happens, the muscles break down because they don't have time to repair. And what happens is that the muscles break down in different components. So the things that you have to pee out, like potassium, phosphate, and all these other compounds, if they break down too large, it won't pass through the kidneys to pee, so it gets a buildup. And that's where they say that he can have kidney failure, and he can possibly die from it. That's why I say it is life threatening, and that's why it's a big deal.
It's sad. It's very, very sad. I hope that there is, the real question is what happens now to him now that it's gotten this extreme to the point that he's fainting and passing out. Is it, as I keep seeing people say, well, maybe you should just go up and wait. You should just go up and wait. It's not
No.
as simple as that. He still has to do the same level of training to
And cutting.
maintain his size and weight cutting and all of those things. And it's very scary. Anytime anyone's fainting en route to the scale, they hadn't even got to the scale yet. It was a whole day before, and he's already fainting. I think of those videos of people like Chris Cyborg when she was doing that extreme weight cut, and it's just, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about this.
It's really sad. I feel bad because, you know, everyone on Twitter, everyone thinks they know what's happening. They're like, just move up. But like you just said, he still has to train the way he does at a higher weight class. It's not like he weighs and walks around at 154 all the time. If he did, then he would be fighting at 147. But it's there's something, his body is not responding to obviously what's happening, and I don't know if it can be reversed. His body needs a ton of fluids, but still, even when they said he was getting several fluids for the last fight and he was postponed and he got a significant amount of rest. Significant amount of rest to me, I think, is a year at least for something like this. And when you read about what kind of a condition it is, it's not just, you know, you have your what is that called? What is that? You know, like something bursts inside you and then you can recover from it. Or you pass, what are those things called? Kidney stones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, kidney stones. But these things can't pass through them. And so it can be very toxic to the body. So when there's toxicity in your body, it's poisonous. And that's why this is a very serious condition. I just felt a little unease about the statements that were made that Texas Commission did not want him to fight, or they did not allow him to fight because of he passed out, and allegedly he had to get CPR. I don't know if that's all true, but it doesn't matter. He passed out. He fainted. He can't fight. And then them saying that Vergil didn't want to fight. You know, Vergil's never going to say he didn't want to fight. He chose not to. But I personally think there's some serious conversations that need to be had with his team, his father, his manager, just
medical professionals.
Yeah. He needs to really deep dive into this because there's so many fighters that try to cut weight and they fight in sauna suits, they fight in extreme heat, and I've never ever seen Vergil out of fat. He doesn't eat bad, and he's always said that. He goes, I'm always training, and maybe that could be the reason. I'm always training. He doesn't give his body proper rest, but we don't know. We're not sure.
Playing devil's advocate a little bit, overtraining is maybe the remedy of overtraining would have been a more active season of fighting, because if he had fought more often, then he would have had time off in between the fights.
Yeah. Activity really does matter. You hear all these fighters saying, I want to fight 3 times, 4 times a year. We wish we could get you guys 3 or 4 times a year. We barely get you 1 time a year. And so, I mean, if you want to do that, that's completely fine. But look at now of what can possibly happen to you if you have that long layoff. And I just feel bad for everyone involved. I really don't know what's going to happen. And so people are saying his body doesn't respond to the training. Jesus, I'm not saying that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's his condition in that sense, but there's something, his body is not responding to something. It doesn't like something, and it could trigger something else, or there could be something in his body that, could be connected to. It could be a chain reaction of so many different things. If it was overtraining, he would have noticed already. A lot of people don't know what overtraining is because, especially you have 3 postponed fights. You just want to get in there, and so you know, I can't really I can't speak on Vergil.
It's
Yeah, Lily. Yep. Chicana boxing. I didn't like that Rick went on Twitter to post a 154 landscape calling it easy work. I agree. It's not easy work, and it's bad taste to do that when Vergil needed mouth to mouth. I Girl, you're preaching to the choir. It's disgusting. A man could have died.
crazy when you think of the irony of this situation. So we wanted more activity from Vergil, but if Vergil would have taken some stay busy fights, and the narrative would have shifted to when is he going to take a top fight? They're moving him along too slowly. But
Yeah.
now, in hindsight, no fight, overtraining, and now if that is the result, this is the result of that, of just trying to keep himself ready for any opportunity. You can't win for losing.
Yeah.
I hope he gets better.
I
I
really
like
do.
Vergil.
I pray for his health, his recovery. I just pray he gets the answers he needs when it comes to his health because you only have one life to live and
Right.
you have got to take care of it. I get it. Boxing is when people say I want to die in the ring, this is not the way you want to die. Like it's before you even get in the ring. And
That's right.
it's yeah, so it's really just it's distasteful from a lot of people I've been seeing on Twitter, just how they respond, that some people are like, oh, he might be faking. Like, you can't, why would you fake something like this? Just it's disgusting. But yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
we'll just see the next moves. And I really don't want to, I don't want people saying, oh, well, Vergil can fight so and so at 154, blah, blah. Like, he doesn't need to even think about what he's going to be doing next besides finding out from professionals of what's exactly wrong with him. He needs to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The-
why is his body shutting down at certain times when he does things?
He's a very young man with a lot of life to live, and better to get to the root of what the issue is now. So we
Yes,
pray
yeah.
Vergil get well, get healed, and
Yeah.
we rooting for you. I like that kid.
Yeah. I mean, at least the kid, I don't know who just got elevated, but I know he's from Texas, so he'll be on the main. The co-main is Jojo Diaz. So we'll see how he does. I didn't, we weren't going to really talk about the whole card, but we do have to talk Marlon as far as that she is on the card. And she's fighting
Let's
La Chucky. She kind of does look like Chucky.
I mean, it's her name. She knows it. You're not making it up. It's not shady if she calls
Yeah, you
herself
have to
that.
see the weigh-in, and Marlon doesn't give a fuck. I don't
Marlon
think
is a character.
I've ever seen a weigh-in like that. Usually it's like sexy boobs, lingerie, and this one's like scare. Oh,
Hey,
there
I
you
mean,
go.
at least they're up there. Oh, did
There
somebody
you
throw up the
Thank
picture
you.
for us?
Thank you, Lucy. Floyd Schofield. He's from Texas, so at least he's a top prospect in the Golden Boy stable. So at least he gets to shine, and all his fellow Texans will be able to support. So we love you, Vergil. We wish you the best, and we pray for you. Prayers are up for you. That's all. That's all we care for, is for you just to just recover. That's all that matters to us.
Hmm.
Yes, Stan. I always keep saying Stanos. It's Stanionis. Who does he fight next? He's been out. He had an appendix. That's it. The appendix removal. He had that, so that got postponed. So who can he fight? If he's at one, if he moves up to 154 or stays at 147, but he needs a fight.
He's going to be the B side in any situation, so they could pretty much put him in with anybody.
Yeah.
He has his relationship with the Heyman side of the street, so anybody they put him on an undercard on a Young Hungry Lion. Um, let's see, Thurman has his marching. Any youngin that they've got coming up at this point, he's a tough
Yeah.
out for them.
I mean, it's a good fight. I really had it a 50-50 fight between Vergil
Hmm.
and Stanionis. So, all right. Well, then that's going to wrap up that, because that was actually one of the biggest things why we wanted to do a live, because, you know, we don't just do interviews. Yonder and I, the way we talk on here is the way we talk all day talking about boxing. We're like, well, why don't we just talk to the fans about, what we've been seeing and all this breaking news? And, you know, boxing Twitter just keeps getting broken because of this. It was just sad news. And at first, when you told me it was postponed, I'm like, again, I'm like, I have a feeling like it's because he's not. It's his illness of whatever it was, and it sure is. All right. So the next fight. So since if you guys don't care about the Golden Boy fight because you guys all bought tickets, I feel really bad for you that you bought tickets. Lily, did you buy tickets? Because I know I saw you that you're like, should I buy a flight and tickets to this fight, hoping it won't be postponed? Because I remember seeing that. I hope you can get a refund. But Boots Ennis and
Talk to us,
Roman
President
Villa. I am the president of Boots fan club. I've been a very bad president because he hasn't been fighting. So how am I supposed to promote anything? But really,
he fighting this week in Atlantic City.
Atlantic City. It is. It's a very interesting choice. And Al Bernstein, I saw on his Twitter, and I totally understand this because when I go to Mohegan Sun, he says this place is awful. Mohegan Sun, I love you, but at Atlantic City, the hotels, restaurants all shut down at 10. All of them. There's not even a 24-hour deli or anything. I get it. It sucks. And they're casinos. And no one knows. They tell you every which way to go, and it's all wrong. So I get it, Al. But
it just seems like such a relic. Like if I feel like I should go to a book, and then there's going to be a picture of Atlantic City in their staging.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Are they trying to experience a rebirth? I know they do some one-off fights every once in a while, but
they're trying to bring boxing back. Oh, yes, Lucy, you're right. Sanionis has a secondary. He has a regular WBA title, so that's why he was the A side for this fight. Yeah, he'll get a fight. Shelly Finkel is manager, so I did email Shelly about a comment. He's like, sorry, no comment. I was like, you gave Dan Rafael one.
I know, right?
But yeah, so yeah, I feel bad for him, but he'll get the big fights. I know he will. But Boots Ennis, there was a quote that I did hear him say, and he stands by it. I stand by it too as the president of the fan club. It's the Boots Ennis show. I'm going to set up the knockout, be sharp, and box beautifully. That's what he does. Tell me, am I wrong? And fans, okay.
You're not wrong at all. Every outing that we see him in, it's polished, it's smooth, it's a great display of great skill against everyone. So it scares me for when we get to the next level of opposition. I mean, it's hard to fall in love with a style.
It is, and he's a little beast in there. I don't think personally, I don't give Roman Villa a chance. But you know what? I do give. It is boxing. Anything can happen. But he's next in line. It's for the interim, the IBF welterweight. So we know the two people that are going to be fighting. It's the fight of the year. I don't care what anyone says. So whoever wins, they have to give. I think Boots is just too talented. I'm not going to say he's going to beat Terrence or Errol. I don't know, but they all have to fight each other. That's just what it is.
They all have to see each other. And that makes this even more tragic about Vergil Ortiz, because it almost seems like a tournament that they're fighting on the same night. They've always said to have this inevitable collision course with each other. And now that happens. I wonder if they're looking at this and rethinking their strategy of how they were going to build him to get to the next level, to the Thurmans, to the Garcias, before he gets to the Crawfords and the Spences.
I know that Bernard Hopkins in Fight Hub, shout out to Fight Hub, in their interview that Bernard Hopkins said he really wanted to see Boots versus Vergil. That would have been a good fight, but unfortunately that's not going to happen anytime soon. But Boots versus anyone. I mean, we're going to get Thurman versus Ugas, hopefully.
Yes.
That's in the mix. And it's clear to see those are very good contenders. But we have to see where they're at. Thurman he hasn't been around, and Ugas is coming off the orbital injury from Manny Pacquiao's fight. So we're going to have to see how they both come around. And I like them both. They're fun. There's going to be that that promo would there would be no shit talking. Thurman would just be saying haikus, and Ugas would be he'd be you know what I mean? He'd be speaking like, what are you talking about? Are
Mhm.
you saying poetry to us? And Ugas would just be very thankful.
Yes, and stand there and just look and fly, just blinged out. He loves
And
to
his
be
hot
blinged out like a
girlfriend.
rapper.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. So good for you, Lily. You didn't. Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't book. I feel bad for the people that have booked, but you know what? Still support the fights if you're able. If you're already in Texas, go support the fights. And their Golden Boy still puts on really good cards, so I'll still watch it. I'm just not there
Yeah.
in Texas.
I'm gonna watch it too. Get
Yeah,
out
we
on a
have.
Saturday night and have a good time.
Mm-hmm. And then so all right. Ladies and gents, I know that we did all see it was a really good promo. Franchon Cruz DeZern versus Savannah Marshall. She did get dethroned, but the promos were great. The promo
Yes.
alone, because Franchon was talking her shit, and Clarissa Shields was there to help her talk her shit and talk her own shit. And Savannah Marshall came in and just she did her job. What did
Yes.
you see? What did I feel bad? I don't know if there's a rematch clause, but I felt Savannah she took over at the end. It was a really ugly fight. It was just
Mhm.
messy. It was a lot of wrestling. There was a lot of throwing.
Mhm.
It was messy. What did you think
It
of the
just
fight?
it just always seemed like a game of inches, a very ugly style clash. And as one starts to pull away, the other one starts to pull in closer. And it
Hmm.
just racing down to the end where Savannah just had that extra that extra technical
Yeah,
ability that distinguished her and could create opportunities and shots that Fran Chan's style didn't see. And she couldn't wear her out. Once they got into the deep water, it was definitely Marshall's time to pull away, but still a very, very messy fight, very, very tiring fight. And
hmm,
Savannah Marshall once again becomes an undisputed champion. And
just like
we know
that.
where that, and just like that, the tide turns.
I mean, honestly, it's one of those things. Shadasia Green, we interviewed her, and we're going to be interviewing her again because she's going to be fighting Olivia Curry on the MVP card with what's his name, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz, Amanda Serrano, and Heather Hardy to the rematch. Which
Mhm.
that shouldn't even be a rematch, personally. But you know what? Hey, it's a good payday for both of them. It's a good fight. But all of Jake's people that are signed under MVP are going to be fighting on the card. Ashton Silva, yeah, I think that's his name. He's a good little fighter. But Shadasia, I want
Wow.
to see Marshall and Shadasia. I believe Shadasia is going to knock everyone out. I'm not going to say that about Shields because I that's a very like you said, very compelling fight. But
Mhm.
I think Shadasia knocks Savannah Marshall out.
Ooh, ooh. I think in that fight, as it if it was to happen right now, I would almost give the edge to Savannah just on the conditioning alone.
Hmm.
Because I feel like Savannah would draw the fight out
Yeah,
and evade and evade and evade and tire her out.
yeah, I could see that because
And
Savannah is a technician.
if it was today,
Yeah,
that could change completely because the right fighter will get you up.
that is
And
true.
it could change. I think that's a fight, a matter of stamina wins that fight.
We'll find out. Shadasia's well. I don't. I with Curry. I That's not going to go the distance by any means.
Not at all. Oh,
Not at
Olivia
all.
Curry. We've had Olivia Curry. If you want to go through our archives, we are one of our earliest guests was Olivia Curry. We talked to her, and she has really artistic background.
Yeah, we
She
love you,
says she is a
Olivia. Yeah.
brawler. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's no shade. It's just, prediction, just based on what we see
Yeah.
and what we enjoy, and it's nothing personal.
I
She's a
mean, it
lovely
could be
person.
different. It could be different. It's just based off what I saw of Shadasia's last fight. My God, she's fucking scary in the ring. She's terrifying.
If you could compare those two, that matchup, to a male equivalent, no matter what weight class, who would you say would be a fight that would be comparable against two men, those two styles? Who would you think
with Curry and Shadasia?
No, Shadasia and Savannah Marshall, if they were to fight?
You need a boxer and a puncher. I know, yeah. So, like Dillian White, but he's just a messy, but he's just ferocious. So I think of, and I'm not saying Shadasia's a messy, but she's very ferocious. Like the way she throws, there's like, there's a sting in it. And then a
bad
boxer,
intentions.
yeah, very nasty intentions. And then Olivia Curry, Savannah Marshall, it would be, God, I would say like an Usyk, but Savannah's not that extreme. Like I need someone on like Usyk's, something like an Usyk, but a little lower than Usyk.
Well, I hope we get that matchup. I hope. What would you rather, if you had to play the what would you rather game? Would you rather see her, Savannah versus Shadasia, or Savannah versus Clarissa too? Because their fight was pretty incredible as well.
It was a really close fight, but I think I'd like to see Savannah versus Shadasia first. Shadasia earned her shot at the WBC, and I'm really upset with the WBC by putting it off, because I remember when she won it that night, Shadasia, she was a WBC interim. But I get it that fight with Savannah Marshall was already in talks with Franchon, so she has to wait in line. And that is another reason why these mandatory bouts, these interims, they can't keep stepping aside, because then you're not going to get any fights. Then you're going to be inactive, and then you're going to fuck yourself. So
I'm sorry, one more time. Could you repeat that, please?
You're going to fuck yourself. Sorry, guys. I don't know. You guys tell me who's on the chat. Lucy, who do you want? Do Shields, Marshall too, and have Green on the undercard against Franchon Cruz or Christina Hammer? Oh yeah, Christina Hammer. That's right.
I like that.
I mean, I haven't seen Christina Hammer in a while. I know she fought, but I haven't seen her in a while. But but Shields wants the rematch in America, which I can understand. I can respect that, even though the fans are in the UK. But Clarissa is the A side, and it goes back and forth that Americans in women's boxing is still slow, and there's no money compared to the UK. I get it, but it was really cool to see Clarissa fight in Detroit in front of her hometown, and it was really special. I have to admit, I have to say.
I want to know, where are the young ladies who are fighting at that weight class? Because it seems like all of the talent now is coming in at featherweight, at the smaller weights, because I feel like there's a marketability preference for the girls in the smaller weight class, which is understandable. That's just the nature of marketing. But I wonder if there are young ladies out there who are really trying to get to it.
Sorry, I 154. I trying to fix my. Sorry, guys.
Are you trying to get to it?
No.
We'll say
it's opposite of what I'm supposed to do.
I'm just kidding.
Well, because you think about this, the money fights. I don't think anybody beats Clarissa personally. That's what I personally think right now.
Right.
I think because there's Katie Taylor, we saw her lose. Then you see Amanda Serrano, big money fights. What's her name? Natasha Jonas. She just became a 2-division world champion. She went from 140 to 154. And then won her title there, or won 2 titles, and then won a title at 147. So these women are going to have to go up in weight. Clarissa has already said she can't go down to 130 or 140, like
Right.
140. That's like too small.
Mhm.
So eventually they're going to have to make their way up. All the money, the real money fights that are easier to make because of the weight is, and those would be a 50-50 fight, or a good scrap would be those weight classes, because women, the girls know, we already know Shields is the best. I mean, there's a reason why she's that,
The
what,
quote.
two-time undisputed, two-time
Yeah.
gold medalist, like the quote. So I give her props. Yeah, the 147. Yeah, the 147. But remember, all those girls, 135. You have Alicia Baumgartner. She's gonna be fighting in 2 weeks. She's what, 130, 135? Oh,
135.
yeah, 135. And so
Mhm.
eventually she can move up if she really wanted to. She said it.
Yeah.
So it really depends. Sandy Ryan, yes. McCaskill's at 147. Yeah, she still has the
Mhm.
belts there. She lost at 154.
Mhm.
And Sandy Ryan, I like her. I really like her.
Mhm.
She's one to look out for. She's like a little pit bull in the ring.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah. Okay, so that's enough of that, because we're going to eventually see who these girls. We're going to see how Shadasia looks. We're going to see how Curry looks. You never know. Something, if I could be wrong, my prediction is just my thoughts. It could change tomorrow, but whatever. But yeah, we just briefly talked about it. Serrano versus Hardy too.
Is there, and I say this very respectfully and not the sarcastic respectfully, Heather Hardy is a warrior. She's a
Mm-hmm.
warrior. But I think this is too much at this stage in her career based on her most recent performances that I watched. But then again, Amanda Serrano has also been in a lot of wars and a lot of tough fights, but it's still hard for me to predict against Amanda Serrano in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I mean, Heather is looking good. She's been in the gym. She's losing weight, cutting weight,
Mhm.
and she says she's gonna shock the world, which is great. I love it. It's you know what? When there's a women's card on a massive card, like especially a Jake Paul card, he's gonna
Mhm.
promote the shit out of it, and especially it's against Nate Diaz. I mean, you're gonna get two sides of boxing and MMA fans and just fans in general. They're gonna get to see Heather Hardy. And Amanda said it. She goes, "I am of my word that I promised you I would give you a rematch if
Yes.
she wanted to fight."
Yes.
And good for her. If it wasn't for Heather Hardy, Amanda would have never won her belt.
That's
So I
right.
like that. Serrano has definitely lost a step, but not that much. No, I get it. Hi, Al's Ghost. Salute. The Patrick McQueen said Oscar getting hit with karma. He was trashing Eddie Hearn, about the New Orleans Regis card, and now Ortiz card canceled a third time. Hope Ortiz is okay. Why is Eddie and Oscar beefing? Making no sense. Okay, the karma on that is, it's not like the no one got ill in the Regis fight.
Right.
And Regis said it fell flat because he fell flat. He didn't fight at his best, which we knew. He still won the fight, but it wasn't the coming out party of a knockout that we were so used to seeing, like when he
Mhm.
fought Cepeda. But I wouldn't wish upon this on any promoter of a fight falling out because of health issues. That's the
Right.
last thing. It sucks. Money's gone, but it's boxing.
I
It's
would I
either,
wouldn't call it karma, that's a little,
yeah, it's a little much. Yeah.
yeah, just stuff happens. Stuff happens. Everybody has their turn.
Uh-huh.
Everybody
But I
has
do
their
love their
turn.
beef. I have to admit, I really do
It's
love their shit
entertaining
talk.
as shit. It's
I just
very
be screenshotting
entertaining.
because one day I'd be like, remember this, Giandra, when we're like 80 years old, 90 years old, these two be talking about like, well, I stole your fighter. Oh, now you're gonna do this. Oh, well, you offered him Canelo, and now you don't have Canelo anymore.
These two are these two boyfriends. They'll be fine. They'll
I
be
know.
fine.
It's
They're
just like
gonna have to work together eventually. I
it's just
mean,
like
like,
Michaela and Alicia. They're gonna be besties
they're gonna be
one day.
besties. Look
One
at Chris.
day,
Look what happened with Christy Martin and her opponent.
they're married. The best. If you guys haven't seen that interview, we interviewed her, and she talks about when they fought, and they're she's like, she has soft punches. She's like, I hit like a hard bitch.
It's a
So
great
funny.
interview. Christy Martin and her wife are very entertaining. We talked to them. What fight week was that? Why were we there?
Oh,
I don't even know.
it was Ryan Garcia and Tank.
There you go. That was a fun
Yeah,
fight week.
it was a really fun fight week, and it was fun. Fulton versus Inoue. That's
Oh
coming up.
wow. Like
That
next week.
yeah, on like a Wednesday. So set your alarm clocks, kids. 3, 4, 5 in the morning. But that one we asked. So we're going to be dropping an interview. Al Bernstein, he came into the
Mhm.
studio,
Shout
and
out to him.
I know. And so unfortunately, we might not be able to drop it before No Way, because if we're going to be interviewing someone tomorrow, we're going to have to drop that person's interview. And
Hmm.
that person who we're interviewing is going to give us really good shit talking or just good stuff to talk about.
Yes.
So we have to give her
Stay tuned.
proper, stay tuned. And for Al Bernstein's interview, we have to give it a full proper week. We were going to drop it during 4th of July, but that week was so screwed up that it just didn't
Exactly.
make sense. But it's a really good interview with Al Bernstein, and he's so lovely that he took time out
Hmm.
for us, Jay.
I
Um,
know, and came in the studio. That's
he
amazing.
really
Not even
did.
on Zoom. Took
Mhm.
his time, drove himself over, and sat down with the girls for an hour.
Yeah. So who do you think? Who do you got? Fulton versus Noah, and also the people that are on the chat, Lily or anyone that's still on our live right now. We want to hear who do you think's gonna win, Inoue
Yes.
or Fulton? Because this is a hard one. A lot of people don't know.
I don't know either, but so I'm gonna let patriotism dictate it, and I'm gonna go Team Fulton. But I wouldn't be surprised if the fight goes either way.
Yeah. I mean, Inoue's.
On the
I
25th. Yeah, it's coming up
Yes.
soon.
It's coming up. It's just because what we have, let me see. We have fights all month, surprisingly, which is great. Thank you, Showtime. All these beautiful and Golden Boy, of course.
Hmm.
The 15th. Oh, we don't have do we have a fight on the 15th? I don't see anything on my
I don't have my calendar out here.
oh
I
no.
feel like I have something on. No, we don't have anything on the 15th because I'm going to Disneyland.
Okay. So the 15th, I'm jelly. We have Cambosos fighting on the 22nd. The 25th is Inoue card. The 29th, Spence Crawford, and then the 28th is Sinicia Estrada. Who's she fighting?
Yes.
She's the main card, but I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything either. If you guys know, drop it into the chat. I'm looking at the predictions here.
Okay, yep. I agree with Al. I
Al's
have
goes Inoue
Inoue.
Easy.
Fulton got
Lily
balls. Yeah.
50-50. NYK loyalist, Inoue, I think he's too explosive and will take the closer rounds, do the harder shots. Fulton split decision if no robbery. Woo! I like the mixture of
I like
opinions. I
it.
like it.
That's
So we'll have to wait and see.
yeah. Okay. Now I know that it broke the Twitter. It broke the fucking internet. Oh, mine is supposed to. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on StreamYard. Sorry. I feel like I'm in the studio.
We won't tell. You guys don't tell, okay?
Yeah. Don't tell on us. Okay. Charlo Canelo is fighting little Charlo. I'm not even mad at that.
Me neither.
You saw that? I reposted it from Supreme that Showtime put out when Charlo was watching Canelo. I don't know who he was fighting. Canelo, maybe Plant. I don't know who he was fighting, but he's
Probably.
like, Canelo's tired. I can fuck him up, or I can beat him up. Blah blah blah. And he was talking to his brother, Big Mal, Jamal. So I don't mind. What is this? I didn't hear anything. Oh, okay. Oh, so
Thanks,
she's
Lucy.
fighting Leonela Paolo Udica. Oh, okay. There you
All
go.
right.
She's fighting at the Palms Theater. It's just it's unfortunate that it's the night before the fight.
Better than the night of.
Yeah, that is true. But I'm not mad at it because Jermel, he's undisputed. It's the first time
Mhm.
2 men undisputed men, and they're gonna fight. But Does Canelo win anything fighting the younger brother, even though Mal was supposed to be the one and he withdrew and Mel came in and said, I can come in and fight? Very nice of you, twin brother. I love this. But does he win? Canelo win anything? There's no, I mean, it's not about the belts, but to show what he can do against someone a little smaller than him?
I think it's, how do I say this very respectfully? Because I want to choose my words
No, don't be
carefully.
respectful. It's us, girl.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Period.
say, and
Period.
all of y'all listening, don't clip my part and have me looking crazy. If you're gonna clip it, clip the whole thing.
Right?
So I feel like if I'm Canelo, not this is what it is. If it's Canelo's point of view, Canelo is at entering the fall winter of his career. He's been fighting since he was very, very young. So his body has been through a lot since he was what, 15, 14, 13, whenever he turned pro.
Yeah.
His
13.
point of view, I imagine his point of view is that he's looking for a way to hang glide out on a big payday, and maybe the culmination of that be a tough fight, or maybe the toughest fight be in the middle of these three fights with PBC. Maybe it's a setting up a narrative of the older brother coming to avenge the younger brother and creating a narrative. Maybe they're doing like a Charlo Benavidez, giving it a chance to grow into something. Maybe it's little Charlo, then Benavidez, then Big Charlo. Maybe Big Charlo's ready by then. But I feel like from Canelo's point of view, it's a way to have some decently competitive fights.
Big payday.
As with big payday,
Payday.
as I moonwalk my way out of a very illustrious Hall of Fame destined career.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
I'm not mad at him. I'm not
mad at it. I'm not mad at nobody involved in this scenario.
Everyone's getting paid. We're getting the fights that we've all been barking at. All we need in those three fights is a Benavidez fight. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Exactly. I hope it happens. I really hope it happens. I hope at the end of all this, Canelo doesn't go without that fight. Like, no matter what, if you drop 2 to Bwbsp, why not give let's get a Latino showdown. What's up?
Right.
It's a very, very talked about fight. You never know. He might beat Benavidez' ass. You never know. Benavidez might knock him out. There's so many possibilities of what could happen in this fight. And it's a win-win for both of them.
Yeah, if God forbid Canelo's like, nope, I know damn well when he's still, in his tidy whities with his hot wife, sitting on his yacht in his D&G underoos, when he's 80, 90 years old, I know he's going to be like, I wonder what it'd been like to beat Benavidez's ass, or how would that fight played out? Because, it's one of those things you don't want to live in regret, even though Canelo knows how good he is, and Canelo may think he knows how good or bad Benavidez is, could be dangerous. I don't know, but it's one of those fights that have to go. I do agree with you, Jesus. Jermel is not small. That I do agree. And Canelo's not really 168. That I do agree. I think it's Jermel does move a lot in the ring. He does move. So that will be interesting. And Canelo, he doesn't really like big movers. He just wants to sit and just punch. But we'll see. I want to see
legs is going to be the key to this fight. Legs. Mm-hmm. Younger lion legs with Charlo, just overall lighter fighter, small, lighter on his feet fighter. And then Canelo has a history of calf issues and calf surgery and all those kind of things when he's had fights falling out for that. So it's all about making Canelo run around the ring, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, are they going to do like a big ring, like freaking Plant with the biggest ring I've ever seen when he fought Benavidez?
Girl, that ring's going to look like my patio. That ring going to be small as hell.
It's going to be small. It'd be like, oh, it could fit in my bedroom. It could fit in Brooklyn's playpen.
gather round, gather round. We're gonna play Foursquare, and it's gonna be the ring. It's gonna be like a Foursquare court.
I can't. My, it is hot as balls here in Vegas. Like I don't know if any of you guys are out here, but it's been the past week. It's been like 107, and today is
And
not as hot, but it's like 100, and then next week is 107.
as I
So
sit on my patio outside in the 72-degree weather with a sweatshirt on, drinking coffee.
whatever, bitch, whatever. I would drink alcohol, but I'm on like my still losing the rest of my baby weight. I'm good. I've been really good. My trainer says I've been very good.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Me
Yeah.
too, girl. And my baby's almost 20. I'm trying to
Oh,
let's see.
that's
Oh,
true.
so we have to, let me see. We're at the 46-minute mark. You know what I want to talk about? I
What's
want to
that?
talk about all this chatter back and forth this week about Devin Haney and
Yes.
Shakur
Shakur.
Stevenson and ducking and lowballing and all of the discussion that's been surrounding these two this week. So for those of you who don't know, we know, we follow, all of us. If we're here, we follow them.
Yeah.
They've been jaw jacking back and forth. They're both over on the top ranked side, and allegedly there was an offer or some type of purse split where Shakur would get 25 and Devin would get 75. So there's the pro Haney faction who says it's fair because Shakur doesn't have any belts. And then there's the pro Shakur faction that says he lowballing the shit out of Shakur because he really doesn't want the smoke. So for those of you who are in here, where do you lie? And Cyn, where do you lie on it?
Well, allegedly it was 25% split for Shakur. Now, I get it. It's money. It's a prize. It's prize fighting, but I believe, big risk equals a big reward. We
Right.
know Devin's skills and we know Shakur's skills. And I'm not gonna put it like this. For like we talked about earlier, Teofimo versus Lomachenko. He was complaining about there was no rematch clause, that he took a lower payday, blah, blah, blah. And then looking in the end, he ended up winning all the belts. And then now he doesn't stop talking. And so I really believe, and I remember Steve Kim put it out there. He goes, sometimes they're in the past, fighters have had to take a lower payday in order to get the fight they wanted because of the reward at the end. I really believe that. I don't believe it's a 50-50 fight. I mean, but I'm not one to say it should be 60-40. No, I think 25%, if that's all they're going to get. And if Devin's be like, that's it, take it, because you have a chance at dethroning him, because Devin Haney's getting bigger. He has to vacate these belts, because if not, you're going to have to wait until then. You're going to have to wait for all the belts get vacated, and you can start fighting for each belt one at a time, which takes too long. And then you don't know when you're going to be able to fight Devin Haney. And we know damn well all those kids want to fight each other. Yeah. So I think, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm sorry if you're in the chat and whoever watches this disagrees. I like the dare to be great thing, because what if this circumstance doesn't exist again? What if they pass now, Haney drops the belt to someone else, and then all the belts get broken up again, and then you don't historically get to be an undisputed champion again. I think any fighter, unless they're offering you like lunch money and a couple tickets, any opportunity to fight for an undisputed status, if your true goal in boxing is all about your legacy, that's just an opportunity that can't be passed up on. And as far as the money goes, and I'm being just as bad as everybody we talk about on Twitter, playing armchair manager and all of that, but I would think in a scenario like that, when they have ESPN as a strong media partner, there is an opportunity to broadcast that fight without it being pay-per-view, and them generating a lot of commercial revenue. I just feel like I wouldn't. I love the idea of the fight, but I don't love the idea if that fight was on pay-per-view like right now.
No one can afford pay-per-view. It's
I
even
for damn sure can't.
even our best friend Steven Espinosa. Hi, Steven. Remember, you can hire us. Um, yeah, I'm always doing that. He even mentioned it. He goes, the piracy has gone is so high that all the pay-per-views, not just in boxing, but we're talking all sports across the board, are losing money, and that's why these stupid apps. Like, you think that we buy these pay-per-views is because we're not going to have to pay for all these apps. Wrong. There's like now ESPN Plus, and you can't even watch certain fights unless you have only ESPN Plus. It's bonkers. Now Paramount Plus is with Showtime, so
Hmm.
it's not going to get any better. But yeah, I don't think Shakur has much problem with Haney. I, I, it, they're both technicians. Haney is not a knockout artist by any means, but I think in this fight, if I were to say it now, I have Shakur based off what I've seen. It could be, those are two boxers. They might say it's going to be a boring fight, but it's going to be a chess match. Will it be a chess match like Lomachenko? I
Hmm.
don't know. I think Shakur is just so different, and he's younger. Like he was older. He was at war, and he had layoffs. Shakur hasn't had layoffs. He's just getting better and better. Devin Haney is getting better and better, but he's getting bigger. That's the problem. So
Yep.
that those are going to be two of the factors. But at this moment, if you ask me, it would be Shakur. I love you, Devin. I love you, Bill. So you can still come on our show, but I just think Shakur at this moment.
I hope they don't wait too long that it becomes a factor that they wait out of the class.
Hmm.
They get down to the scales and then someone loses the titles on the scales or some dumb shit like that. I hate when that happens so much. If you lose, you lose. But to
Hmm.
lose on the scale because of weight, when you
Dude,
have
that's your
all of
job.
these advances around you to help you and to keep you focused, it's
Yeah.
very disappointing, and I hope it doesn't become that, because I too agree with you. If that fight happens now, I also favor Shakur in that fight, but I still see it being a tough night at the office for both of them.
It's
It's a
gonna be a tough
distance
night.
fight. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
a distance
mean,
fight.
because look at that one viral video of Devin Haney said he figured me out. Like, remember, he was in the corner with his dad, and I forgot. I think it was round 9. I can't remember, but it was just he gets tagged. Shakur, I don't think I've ever seen Shakur hit
Hmm.
personally. So I think that would be great. Hey, Dante Rose. Rose, good afternoon, beautiful young ladies. Yeah, Shakur is the new Pretty Boy Mayweather by Hassan Hersey. That's a nice little. That's I mean, but he has money
Oh,
too, and he's
Shakur.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Sorry, Shakur. I was thinking Haney, and I was thinking that
yeah.
recent video on the IG. Again, I too love you, Haney. Love you, Bill.
I
Come to
love
the
you
studio
guys.
with us. But that
Yeah,
was so corny. It was just so corny. And we
yeah.
call this one number 34. I need these fighters to get them a new shtick. Like, be the first of you.
Hmm.
There's only one Floyd Mayweather, and maybe that little grandbaby, because that baby is off the chain already,
Oh my
fighting on the kitchen
God.
table. Wow. But
Yeah.
get a different shtick. Be your own person.
Yep. Yes, I do live in Vegas, and next Team Combat League is in August. It's full fight week. It will be fun. So, but yeah, that's a good. And you know what? I wanted to touch base when you said about the weights, and we always talk about it. Vergil Ortiz, sadly, has done everything right in his career. I mean, the overtraining, I can't attest to that because I'm not in the gym with him, but based off what we know, he did everything right. He works out, he eats right, he makes weight, um, and then God forbid his career is over because of health issues, and then you have fighters who are cheating and you know doing things that shouldn't be, and then getting rewarded by getting fights because they take a 6 month suspension or something else, and they still get rewarded because
Yeah.
they did bad. I mean, look at what's his face, the one Big, uh,
Big baby.
Big Baby Miller. He fought, but I don't know where his career
He
is going.
he threw a whole career away. He was in there with that Joshua fight. In there. And then he popped dirty
Yeah, I got it. And I just, man, it could have changed his life. And I remember
in a flash.
Anthony Joshua was like talking shit. He's like talking to his mom, and then he's like, "Don't worry, I'll still take care of your mom because you got popped dirty, like money wise." I was like, "Damn." Al's Ghost did ask. This is off topic, but do you think Ryan Garcia quit against Tank? Oh, that question.
Mm.
Okay. So from where I was sitting way up there because that's where they sat us, and even when I saw it on online or on TV, I don't think he quit. I think he's like, I'm hurt, and if I get up, I might get knocked out cold. So save myself for another day. I personally don't think he quit. That's just my opinion. He was getting beat, and he did get rocked. He did flinch when he got hit in the what I don't even know what side it was.
Soloplex.
Yeah, that was a solar plex, and that hurts. So it's you know, you take the 8 count, you don't have time to really breathe. It's like you don't have time. And so he's like, okay, I don't think so. I mean, he knew. He knew. What'd you think, Jay?
I didn't think he quit. I think that shit hurt. And he said, you know what? I'm a winner already.
Right?
I
Yeah.
know
I
that
mean,
sounds like double speak. I'm sorry, Al's Ghost, because I'm kind of intonating that he quit, but that shit hurt. That's all I'm gonna say. A shot there hurts.
yeah, until you know what it's like to get hit there,
Yeah.
then you could be like, yeah, I wouldn't get up either. That's it's too hard. But I see boxers say he quit, and I've taken punches worse and blah. To each their own.
I
I've
don't
never
think
been.
Ryan is a quitter. He's just
Yeah.
I've never seen Ryan quit in a fight. He, I don't I've seen Ryan get off the canvas and keep fighting.
Yeah.
So
I think
no.
I think it's a great move that he's moved over to Derek. I mean, nothing wrong with the trainers he had. They're all Hall of Fame trainers like Eddie Reynoso, Goosen. But if they always say whenever if you lose, you move to another trainer. It's always a trainer's fault. Fine. They don't. This is nothing new to them. So for him to go to Derek, I think it's a great move because Derek is a no fucks, no given. No, there's no social media. There's no like TikToks. There's no. You're gonna train in my gym, and you've seen it on his Instagram, and it's 120 degrees, and it is mother flipping so disgusting hot. It's like you are a dirty whore in church. It's so hot. It's like
you
I
know, I'm very interested in seeing how he adapts to Derek's system because when he was in the camp with Reynoso and all of them, I feel like there was this he didn't like being the number 3 on the call sheet. You know what I'm saying? And he's moving to another gym with a very high profile athletes. You've got Joshua, you've got Spence, you've got him. And are they going to schedule their fight so there's no overlap and they get Derek all to themselves? Like, I got the impression he didn't like being not the number 1 in the gym when he was
yeah.
in the Reynoso camp. So
I
I don't
think with
know.
this one, I think he may have gotten humbled because maybe he watched the fight back and said, okay, you know what? I do need work. I do need help. And I did see, I think to be surrounded by Joshua because he's lost. And I mean, Canelo's lost too, but from what Canelo allegedly said that he says he doesn't take training seriously, then yeah, that might have pissed him off. It's like, okay, I'm just going to go to another one. But Derek wouldn't have taken him on if he thinks he's going to be like a little diva, Derek doesn't deal with that. And so it's like, you're going to come and you're going to come work. And Ryan is now moving to Texas. He's always wanted to move to Texas. So now he's finally making the move. And I saw in one of Ryan's stories earlier, and I reposted it on my chat, on my story, that he's now starting to turn his punches, which I've never seen him do. He's usually do a straight right or straight left. But now it's just like, it's always back to the basics because we all know that he can move. He's quick and he has that right hand, but that's all. Like we all know he needs to be an all-around fighter. Anthony Joshua, going back to the basics. So he's probably chopping wood out there with him too, just
Yeah.
doing some wood, like what they do in Texas, wilderness stuff, fish
Mhm.
and rocky kind of stuff.
There must
Uh,
be a good stabilizing force there, because now look at the type of athletes that are gravitating to that camp. Big, high marquee profile stars, and now they need to retreat and go off grid and go into that system. So you're right, that could be just a thing for them. It's hectic when you live in California. You
it
feel
is.
me? I know, right? It's a lot of distractions here. It's a lot
Yeah,
of distractions here for an average person, let alone a handsome, wealthy pro athlete.
yeah,
There's a lot of to get into here. And the same thing with Anthony Joshua, a handsome, wealthy pro athlete living in London. Lots of distractions to get into. So maybe that farm living yeehaw might be just
yeah.
for them. They can get them some houses with some ponds and lakes and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
too.
and Dallas is so. I mean, Texas is so much cheaper than California and London, so they can buy. We see how they live. We see how they live it.
They can
But I
live super
think,
fly.
yeah, so I think it's a really good move for both Joshua and Ryan. But it's really up to them because Derek can give them all the tools. But if they have to know the reason why they're still doing this, is it to prove to themselves that they still belong in the ring, or do they still love what they do, or
Hmm.
is this their final, like, if I don't win my next fight, is this it? Um, yeah. So I mean, that's why with Anthony Joshua versus Dillian White, the rematch, though I get that why
I
there's a rematch, because there's really no heavyweights fighting right now. You have Usyk versus Dubois in
Mhm.
Poland, August 12th, I think, and then
Mhm.
Anthony Joshua versus Dillian White. So whoever wins that fights Deontay Wilder. Deontay's supposed to fight. I
Andy
don't even know.
Ruiz or
Oh,
something,
I think
whatever the
that
hell
ship
they're
has
talking
sailed.
about.
I think that ship has sailed. Honestly, Andy Ruiz, if it's true, he's probably outpricing himself. This is not Joshua money. Like, that
Right.
ship has sailed, yo. Um, it's not a 50-50 fight. It's just not. Oh, Shane Joyce. Yes. That's a good one. Oh, we're gonna try to get them on the show. I
Yeah, Joe
like that
Joyce.
fight. Joyce is looking to get his belt back. I think it was like a regular belt or an interim
Hmm.
belt. So Anthony Monaghan. I apologize if I say your names wrong. Do you think that there should be a new set of weight divisions for female boxing?
Not really.
No,
What would it do?
I know it's what, gain 2 pounds. I mean, these girls can show that they move up. I mean, for like, exactly, Natasha Jonas moved up 2 weight classes. She's built. She feels stronger at that weight. Girls can do that, but
Hmm.
there's just not enough females. That's the problem.
That's
There's
the
not. It's
issue
not the
right
weight
there.
class. There's not enough females because there's not enough money.
Hmm.
So
Once the money shift changes, it's like WWE. And you look at all the women who wrestle in WWE. I'm not saying it's a comparable sport, but we're talking about equity. Once there were more women in WWE, it encourages more young women to want to be
yeah,
in WWE, because the women are getting compensated well. The only way to continue, but people have to take an interest in it.
yeah.
People have to
It yeah.
take an interest in it.
It's true. Women have atom weight and men don't. Well, because yeah, women are smaller than men. Atom weight is like, what's her face? The one from Australia,
It's like
Filipino.
102,
She's
105.
like the size of my finger. Yeah, they're tiny. They're tiny, tiny. Uh oh God, Tyson Fury and Ganu.
They've been chasing
Trash.
that. Francis Ngannou
Basura.
has been chasing has been chasing this fight with Tyson Fury since the first Tyson Fury Wilder fight. I'll tell you guys, come closer, children, and tune in for Jay's story time. So once upon
Oh,
a time, Jay was minding her business on a professional social media platform. You can guess which one by saying that. And someone from a very reputable management agency that manages a lot of famous people contacted me on LinkedIn and said, "Hey, Can you connect us with Leonard Ellerby? Because we want Francis Ngannou to be ringside for this fight because he wants to fight Tyson Fury. Now, we know how long ago the first Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight was. So they've been chasing the fight for a long, 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 long time. I think they had to wait until he got out from under Dana White's thumb or whatever was going on with him and UFC and all that. But yeah, they've been chasing this fight for a long time. I don't know how he's going to fare in it, but they're going to make a lot of money.
I mean, it's really dumb. You think about this. Fury is always the one outpricing himself. That's from what they say. I'm not saying it's true, but I kind of believe it. He always says it's not about the money, but then show me the money. It's not enough money. You have the WBC belt. Usyk has all of the other belts. So it should be Usyk the one demanding more money. So and it's sad that it went this way, but Fury needs to fight. He hasn't fought in I don't even know how long. I don't even know. But
realistically, what do you think is a fair purse for somebody like Fury versus Usyk? Now I get it, Fury is a big ticket seller, but the fight obviously has to be in England for lots of obvious reasons. Now, Usyk is very, very talented, but let's not kid ourselves. He doesn't have this big global fan base like that, right? Mm-hmm. So how much money does Fury think he could squeeze out in a scenario like this? Now, if it was really truly about the money, then why not fight Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, that's a bigger ticket.
That makes more money. More money. It's a sexier fight. It's an easier fight to promote. So what is it really about? Is it about the belts or is it about the money? I don't know. Or are you ducking? And it's that simple.
I mean, I think it was with the last time Usyk called his bluff. He's like, I'll take the 30, whatever the split was. And I don't think, and Fury's like, oh, then he backtracked. So Fury's is like, I just want to fight. So that's why I'm like, is it about the money or are you, I don't know. I really don't know. So you're going to fight Ngannou. Okay. That will make money in Saudi, but there's for what though? To say that you beat someone that's not a boxer.
I don't know. It's about the money. And just let it be that.
And isn't she pregnant? Like they're growing a whole freaking rugby team over there. Like good for them, good for the Furies. But yeah, I mean, God,
they're single-handedly repopulating the earth, man. I know that household is loud.
Let's see. What was this? Any views on 2-3 minute rounds in female boxing? We've gone through this. I would like to see it sometimes 3 minutes, but until you know what? It's not even 3 minutes. I would like to see the championship belt titles go to 12 rounds as opposed to 10. Let's start there. If people are pissed off about this 2-3 minute rounds because of the brain swelling and all this, okay, fine. Then do 12 rounds instead of 10. Baby steps. I don't know why that they haven't touted about that.
I like that compromise.
4 extra minutes than nothing.
I like that compromise.
Lily, what do you think? Are you still on here? Would you rather? I mean, I know that everyone liked 3 minute rounds, but don't you think 12 rounds would be better than 10 rounds?
Hell, there's some fights where I'm thankful for a 2 minute round. Like, yes, please move. Even for men, along.
Sometimes the men should have it.
Move it along, please. Yeah. I don't know. Let me see. Is there anything else I think we hit it all. We talked about Haney and Shakur and heavyweights and Franchon and Clarissa and Boots and Marlin and heavyweights and all kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're gonna do another live again. So don't worry. This is fun because we get to touch up on a lot of topics and that are current and that will be happening. We will be dropping some more interviews, but the person we're going to interview tomorrow, we're going to drop this coming week because we have to interview. Right. We have to get her out. But just a little more time. Like you'd rather have 3 minutes than 10 rounds. I mean, I don't think the 3 minutes will ever happen anytime soon, but at least give the girls 12 rounds instead of 10.
I for sure think Serrano would have got Katie out of there if they had a little bit more time. I agree
Oh
with that,
yeah.
Lily, for
Oh my
sure.
God, Lily, the interviews for Al Bernstein, we got to sit
Oh,
with him. Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Diego Pacheco is on tonight on DAZN. Good for him. I love Diego. He was like,
Hmm.
I interviewed him when he was a prospect. And he's a good kid from LA, like East South, no, from South Central LA.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he's a good little kid. Oh yeah, and then our watches. Thanks.
to our friends at Spring Break Watches, if you are looking for cool watches that are affordable, they're at Macy's, they're at a lot of places. You can get them in lots of different colors. Salute to them for
Yeah.
providing us with these beautiful watches. You can get them in any cut. They have all sorts of colors. They're very affordable. They have these ones are like the stretchy material, but they have metal ones, all sorts of ones. So make sure you check out Spring Break Watches and
Yeah.
get you one.
They're
Get you
cute little
one. You better
watches.
get you one of these. They
Yeah.
sure are. I love neutral colors and I love that kind of bronzy orange. So this one was perfect for me because I love a boring monochromatic moment. I'm very boring. And
It looks like poop on me. It looks like
but they're really
caramel
they're
poop.
really cool. Follow them on Instagram. Their
Yeah.
Instagram is I'm gonna tell you what it is. Yes, go to their Instagram. If you all 11 of you who are still here and whoever gets to watch this or whoever wants to watch this afterwards, follow them on Instagram. They're SPGBK watches and tell them the Best Women's Boxing Show sent you. Tag us in it. And
It's an
my
it's
earphones are about to die.
it's the acronym for spring break. Thanks,
Yes.
Lily. We appreciate you. I'm so happy that you guys love all our work. But
Thank
yes,
you. Thank you.
this is wait, did y'all cover Spence Crawford and what is prediction? Yes, Tommy Dinkins. If you're just logging in, we talked about it like 45 minutes ago. Um,
Hmm.
no, we didn't
But
give a
of course,
prediction.
we'll talk about it again. We'll give a prediction when it gets a little closer.
Yeah, but right now, it's really a 50-50 fight. I
Absolutely.
whoever this is what I mean, and this goes to a lot of the fighters with these kind of fight. Whoever the fighter that's going to win is the one that's going to impose their plan first, and not and what is that? And not allow their opponent's plan to work. Something like that. I can't like those are the words in my mind, but it's yeah, that's all. Whoever gets to it first and will be able to outwork them and outsmart them. There you go.
Hmm.
I
It's
just
gonna
logged on
be
Tommy. Tommy. It's all
Tommy
right.
Dinkins. It's all right. Go back and watch the preview. Make sure you follow Spring Break Watches on Instagram and tag Best Women's Boxing Show in your tag and be like, hey, the ladies sent us over here and check them out. And we thank you for rocking with us. And we will be doing this again soon.
I know. And check us out on our on I guess we're gonna have to get on threads. That's a
Oh,
whole other
yeah.
topic we're gonna have to get on threads because
Threads got me feeling real auntie because I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to focus my eyes. I'm feeling like, baby, show mama how to do this. That's how
I
I'm
don't even know
feeling
what to
right now
talk about
looking
on
at it.
threads. I don't like because there's no I mean I'm glad because there's no advertising. So I don't all seriously on my Giandra, you know this. All my advertisements, and I do not Google this, is like crazy weird porn. Like it's the like Giandra, you saw it, right?
You've been getting some spicy ones for
They're
sure.
like
Very not safe for work. Very
Japanese
not safe for work.
anime, but like I'm like, I don't even Google any of this. So how does this happen? So I'm kind of, and it's nice to see on threads that I don't see any of that kind of shit. But sometimes I'm like, damn, it's kind of boring on threads.
Nice weather we're having.
Yeah, it's like, what do I do today? I don't know. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys check us out on all of our socials, our Twitter, our Instagram, all of our interviews. We're gonna be dropping new ones. This Tuesday. Oh no, yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it's usually Tuesday. And yeah, that's all I can ask. And then just if you guys missed this one, go back and we're gonna do another live. We will be posting how we can talk to you guys more. But we love chatting with you guys and getting your guys'
For
opinion.
sure.
This is fun. And then the next one, if you guys have questions for us, just send it to us or just do it on here, and then we will talk about it. And then next time, you know what? Maybe I'll have a cocktail because I
Ooh, me
haven't had
too.
everyone. It would be Best Women's Boxing Show wine o'clock time.
Facts. We're
LaCroix,
gonna
you
come
can
out with our
sponsor
own.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna come out with our own liquor one day. Yeah, we'll see
it
about
will
that
happen unless you guys know a liquor sponsor. Send them our way.
for sure.
That's all right. All right, Giandra. Well, it's so good seeing you. Go enjoy your 70-degree weather while I roast my ass outside here in hot Vegas. But thank you guys again. I'm Cynthia Conte.
And I'm Giandra LaBeouf.
See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.